Hey, you got some more from Zoid. It's Casey from Captain. How you doing? How you doing? Today we will have a look at something which has been dropped off for the purpose of this review. And this is the Peacemaker XL. It is second-hand. It belongs to Kelvin van der Merwe, who always brings me stuff to review there. And it was released late 2018, 2019. But he thought it would be worthwhile for me to actually review this guy. Now it is a 28mm RTA. It comes in two different, was released in two colors though, stainless steel and black. I have got the black edition, and then you can also vapor into volume configurations. With the glass that it comes in, the cage, you will see 5 milliliters, and then you can put on a bubble glass if you want to up it to a massive 9 milliliters of juice. So yeah, coils which I will be using is, now it is two 2.5 millimeter diameter white collar blue aliens though, but 2.5 millimeters. This tank is huge for the capacity, not necessarily the build deck. So I'm going to use two 2.5s. You can probably use 3 millimeters as well, probably should be just as well. But because it's got a very narrow chimney section at the top, I want to get two smaller coils close to one another as possible though. And let's see how that actually pans out. So without any further ado, let's go down for a closer view. On the box you will see Peacemaker XL. You've got the typical logo of Squid Industries. It's the company that actually manufactures this. And there you can see Squid Industries. At the back they do tell you it's a 28mm dual coil, but you can probably put a nice beefy fat single coil in here as well. The two color configurations, black and stainless steel. Scratchy and sniffy Peacemaker again. Now this is the outer sleeve, so all you need to do is just push out the box, and then the box has similar information on it, except there's a little message at the back which you can actually read from the creator itself. Opening the box, inside you will find the RTA, a bubble glass and a spare little bag. Now as I said, this guy is second hand, but what I do notice which is not inside this one, which has already been used, are two Clacton coils which are actually included. You have got 4 little Allen key grub screws, but they do provide the Allen key to use with it. Flathead screwdriver and a decent amount of O-ring spares. So here we've got the RTA. You can see it's got a very nice cage on it though, the glass underneath the cage. You do have an 810 drip tip which is removable, does not have its own O-ring though. The O-ring is situated on the inside, as you can see over there. And then on the top cap you've got some knurling which you can actually grab onto there if you want to open it up. Not too shabby, threading is not too bad though. You can see the threading on the inside. Nice big juice ports or fill holes, put it that way. Right underneath you can actually see the little holes of the bull deck. But yeah, nice clean machining there. So let's just quickly put this little guy on. Right, you can see there are some nice grooves here on this outer shell if you want. You've got bottom air intake though, 2 holes though. And then obviously if you adjust this one, which you do on the one side, you're going to do on the other side. It actually does lock in place. So yeah, bit scrunchy though, but it does turn. Okay, very smooth, very smooth. Okay, so opening this up. And there you've got our bull deck. But alright. As you can see, you can pop out this glass fairly easily there. Just quickly look at this glass though. If you have a look at these grooves, there's one groove actually follows through right to the top, where it doesn't do it at the bottom though. So when you actually put on this glass, make sure that this portion is situated at the top. I struggle when I put it around this way to actually get this bottom part on. So yeah, I would assume this is the way in which you need to do it though. But yeah, if you want to look at the threading inside there, very fine threading. Slightly dome shaped there. Nice. Nice. You can see O-ring at the top there. It's going to secure the glass. Okay, so looking at the build deck itself, you can see there are 4 post screws. There are flathead post screws. If you don't like those flatheads, you can switch them out for the Allen key grub screws inside your package. Nice huge air holes at the bottom. So on this deck you can actually decide. You can put a nice beefy single coil on the one side, or you can put dual coils on either side. But you can clearly see your peak insulation running over there, which means those are going to be the positive posts, those are going to be the negative posts. So if you're doing a dual build though, one coil leg will go in there, the other coil leg will go in there of the one coil, and then there and there for the other coil. If you do a single, you can decide either that side and that side, or that side and that side. Cotton wells will go down here, and then obviously your juice entry will be down on the slit at the bottom. nice huge juice slits, so there's a lot of space for the juice to actually come in. And then you've got this bottom o-ring to seal off the glass. This airflow control ring does remove though, so if you actually want to clean this out, just get a nice little grip on there, and then you can actually pull this guy out. If you want to put back this airflow control ring there, just look at that little cutout over there, and there's your air hole, there's your air hole. So that little cutout must go between those two airflow holes, then it will actually go in very nicely. Okay, so looking at the underside, Peacemaker 28mm, they actually do have a serial number there and designed by Squid Industries. If you look at the 510, nice protruding 510, and just remember, if you remove this 510 pin, just make special note of your peg insulation. Sometimes it is loose and sometimes it actually stays on the inside. Okay, coils I'll be using is this lovely pair of 2.5mm white collar blue aliens, and the length of the legs are cut at 5mm.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight.
Yeah, so there you have it. The build on the Peacemaker XL. Airflow wide open at the moment though. 0.19. I'm gonna vape it at 75 watts. Let's give it a bang. Push it up to 85 watts. Alright, let's close the airflow down halfway. Down to 75 watts. Alright, let's keep the airflow wide open. Now remember, when I'm going to give my opinion about this, you must remember that this car was released late 2018, early 2019, and it is second hand. So when if you saw any scratches on that, just bear those things in mind. Now I'm going to have to compare it with what is currently available there. But yeah, so my first con is going to be the top cap. The fact that you actually have to unthread this top cap, and it is not the easiest thing to do as well. Although they do have got those little notches at the top, the threading is fine. So I wouldn't close it all the way if I was you though, but the threading there's nothing wrong with the threading itself though. There's just way easier top caps to remove now. I mean, you get quarter turns, you get half turns, you get full turns. This guy is actually 1, 2, 3, let's say 3 turns to actually remove this top cap. So that's going to be my first con. The second con, which is going to be my biggest con, is the sound of the airflow. Airflow wide open is going to give you the best sound, the smoothest sound, put it that way. As soon as you start closing the airflow, then you're going to start getting weird noisy sounds on this guy. And then my third con would be the adjustment of the airflow ring. It is very smooth at the bottom over there. So having it on top of a mod, it's going to be very difficult to actually adjust that. All I basically do is I just get my nail in there and then I adjust it. But turning it with the fingers, it's going to be very hard. And then my fourth and last con is actually getting this set up after you've built, getting your tank on again. You saw me, I put the tank on the build deck and then I screwed the chimney section on top. But if I put this glass section on the chimney and then screw it onto the build deck, I find that very hard. And then I also have to add that it's actually hard to see your juice level inside of this. Now if you're vaping at low wattage, it's fine. You notice when you start losing flavor. So heaven forbid at 140, 160 watts, you forgot about your juice level and all of a sudden get that dry heat. Now pain. Obviously with the bubble glass you're not going to have that issue. The biggest positive must be the flavor. If 2.5 millimeter diameter coils give me this flavor, and somebody tells me 3 millimeter coils give better flavor, then oh my word. So there's no denying that this is a flavor beast. Absolutely. If you're wondering what the mod is, what I'm using, it's the Aegis Max 21 700 100 watt. But yeah, I would definitely vape this guy airflow wide open. It has got very, very nice flavor though. When you actually wick in this guy, there's actually no need to thin out the cotton like I actually did. But you just close those ports and you're going to have a hunky-dory setup regarding the leaking situation. If your cotton is not packed in correctly in those juice wells, then you could have leaking issues with this guy. But currently I'm actually lucky. It is not leaking on me. Another possible con which you can give this guy if you really want to is the fact that your glass is actually fitted into this cage. So if by heaven knows the way in which you might break this glass, if you're going to break it's gone, then you'll actually have to get this whole piece from Squid Industries, I assume, or some other vendor though. But it's not just replacing the glass. You will actually have to replace the cage with the glass. But I mean, if it happens, you've at least got that bubble glass backup though, and you're going to move from 5 mils to 9 milliliters of juice. So despite those negatives, I would still want this tank in my collection just because of the looks and the flavor of this. It is absolutely a very nice RTA this. And the reason why I'm actually doing this, despite it being an old RTA, is because recently there are so many 28mm RTAs released. But I think this guy, no matter how old it is, will still kick the asses of those 28mm. It has got very good flavor. These two 2.5mm coils are doing it though, oh my word. Anywho, so now you came, you saw, you decide. This is Kaiser signing over now. Cheers.